Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And today's video is what if Naruto was greed. I hope you guys enjoy. Like, go for this video is 20 likes. Remember, like, subscribe, turn notifications, share this with your friends, and I'll see you in the video. We go to a little boy playing in the backyard of his house. As he would see his two other brothers playing as well. Running up to them, they would smile at him as they would all join together and play. Soon someone would walk out of the house as they would all look to see their mother, as Kaguya would smile at her three children. The three children would smile back at their mother as they would run up to hug her, as Kaguya would hug them back. Hagoromo would lift up his hand as Kaguya would look at it, as soon a fireball or sort of flame would appear as she would smile. She's been training Naruto, Hamura, and Hagoromo how to use chakra because they have unlocked it at a young age. Naruto is by far the most interested in chakra, while Hagoromo and Hamura are interested not as much as Naruto. Naruto really wants to figure out the full capabilities of what chakra is. In fact, every time their mother would teach him, Naruto would ask if there's something stronger or if there's any way to stop the jutsu from being that harmful. Kaguya would smile at Naruto for all these questions, as this would also help her in combat situations, or if she does get into a combat situation. Luckily, there's no human other than them with chakra. While they would slowly grow up, Kaguya would start to notice a weird chakra form start to form, as she would be confused by this. This chakra form would start to grow stronger and stronger every single day, and soon she would think it would pass him. But also her children are becoming stronger as well. Right now they're the age of 13 and they can already do things that normal shinobis in the Naruto universe can't do. No hand signs needed. No hand signs needed, as Hagoromo would unlock the abilities of the Sharingan. Hamura would unlock the Byakugan, but Naruto seemed to unlock nothing. This would make Naruto a bit sad as he sees his brothers using cool abilities which I don't know why I said Hashirama, as Hagoromo would call them Kekkei. He's also given the name Chakra. Naruto would like the name Chakra, but he doesn't have a Kekkei like them. Kaguya would cheer up Naruto as Naruto continued the research on chakra, or doing his own research on chakra by himself, while Hagoromo and Hamura would be getting training from his mother. As Naruto would be on a field, he'd be looking around as he'd be at the very bottom of the mountain that their mansion is laying on. Their mother has talked to them about the stories about humans at the bottom, as she says that they're superior than them. Naruto would take this to heart as he would think they're better, that he and them and his brothers are better than humans. He'd stumble upon a village that's very small, not even on the map yet, as Naruto would walk up to it. A few people would look at Naruto confused, as his blonde hair would give a dead giveaway. No one's here in the village is blonde, so seeing a blonde person would be very confusing. They'd walk up to Naruto and ask him questions, as Naruto would not really answer, giving an arrogant pride to him. This would make the villagers a bit mad at him, but would think nothing of it as he is just a child. Naruto would soon enter a weird stand as he would look around. The person would see Naruto enter. As he would smile, as he would walk up and look at Naruto. Naruto looked back up at the old man who would be staring back at him, as Naruto would ask what this place is. "Oh, are you new to this village?" Naruto would nod his head as the old man would smile. "Well, this is Ichiraku Ramen." Naruto would stare at the old man, confused, as this is not the ramen guy. This is another ramen guy. This is the father of the ramen guy. Don't worry, this is basically Konoha at the very beginning. Not beginning. This is before Konoha. Yeah, this is a ramen stand, Ichiraku Ramen, because it's so elite that it's through the mold. Never mind. You get it. Anyways, as Naruto would raise an eyebrow, the old man would start to make some ramen as he'd place it on the table, as Naruto would sit up on the chair as he'd look at the noodles and the broth that it's sitting in. What is this? The old man would smile as he'd say, "Well, this is ramen." As Naruto would grab the chopsticks, not knowing how to use them, as normally they would have someone feed them. I would say Zetsu. Yeah, Zetsu. Kaguya made Zetsu early, and Zetsu is basically a butler for them. So Naruto really didn't have to, do normal stuff like normal person. Naruto would be struggling on how to use this, as soon he would about to give up till the old man would grab Naruto's hand. This would put Naruto on edge, but we realized that the old man is just helping him out. As Naruto soon would get in the right position for the chopsticks, as he would soon learn how to use them. Picking up a couple noodles with the chopsticks, he would put it in his mouth and start chewing. Naruto's eyes would lighten up as the old man would smile seeing this. Naruto would soon gobble down the ramen like never before. He is a noble, but the way he was eating it was more like a savage. Soon Naruto would finish as he would slam the bowl to the ground after drinking all the soup inside, as the old man would be chuckling. Naruto would look at him as he would have a grin on his face, asking for more. The old man would smile as he started to give Naruto more and more bowls. Soon the old man would be tired from making tons of ramen, and Naruto would be full. The old man was about to ask for some change as soon Naruto would drop 3 gold ingots right in front of him. The old man would stare at Naruto in absolute shock as he's never seen so much money dropped in front of him. Naruto would raise an eyebrow as he did bring money from the mansion above the clouds, as the old man would, take 1 and give 2 back to Naruto. Raising an eyebrow, the old man would say that the ramen was just worth 1 ingot, as Naruto would suggest having 2 because it was very good. Old man would be happy with this and take the 2 ingots as soon Naruto would leave. Naruto walking out, he would look around and notice that the humans are not that much different from them. They do seem to have no abilities like him and his brothers and his mother, but they seem to have capabilities of knowledge and better tactics. Naruto hasn't heard anything about the wars yet, but there are wars happening. Naruto would soon go back to the mansion as he'd get a scowling from his mother for being so late, as Naruto would just say that he was just visiting the village down below. Kaguya would get a bit mad at this as she would yell at Naruto to bring at least one of them, as Naruto would say that it's fine, they're weaker than him, as Kaguya realized that as well, as she would apologize for Naruto for thinking that he was weak. Continuing on in Naruto's life, he would soon learn more abilities and more, and start to explore more around the world, while Hagoromo and Hamura would be exploring the village near them. Naruto would be across the world by this time, and he's grown a weird obsession with chakra. In fact, you can say he's a bit greedy with it. Naruto has also created a seal, which is the seal's ability is unknown to anyone else other than him. Naruto would finally be walking back to his house after 13 years away. Naruto would be the age of 16 as he'd arrive at the old house that he was born in. Naruto would smile as he'd walk up the stairs, or should I say fly up the stairs, as he would land in the garden. Hagoromo and Hamura would see their brother as they would smile, running up to him, and they would hug as the 3 brothers would finally see each other after a long time. Naruto would ask some questions about what happened at the house, as Hagoromo would explain that they learned new abilities and that he has unlocked a new ability with his eye. Naruto would smile asking what it is, as Hagoromo would explain it's the Mangekyo, and he doesn't have to worry about being blind because he's just an Otsutsuki. As Hamura would also tell about the Tensengan, which is an evolution of the Byakugan, as Naruto would think this is really cool, as he would show the tattoo he got on his right arm. They'd be confused as they would look at it, as Naruto would explain that it's a seal that he made. Hagoromo, starting to get into seals, would be very interested in this, as it seems that Naruto was ahead of him in the sealing parts. Naruto would say that this seal is basically like a steel. Hagoromo and Hamura would be confused as Naruto would explain that this is able to absorb anything he wants. As Naruto would actually start to move the seal would become some sort of liquid-like. Imagine the symbiote. Basically, that's what it looks like. This symbiote-like liquid would be all around Naruto's arm, which would surprise Hagoromo and Hamura, as Naruto would walk over to the tree as he would place his hand on it. The liquid would go all around the tree, and soon the liquid would be gone and the tree would be dead. Naruto would say that it stole the chakra from the tree, as they would think this is pretty cool, and Naruto would get a bit more training while at the mansion. Eventually, Kaguya would arrive, as it seems that she's always been leaving and coming back very late, as Naruto would ask where she's going. Kaguya would say nothing, or it's nothing to worry about, and and Harama Hagoromo and Hamura would also be confused by their mother's actions, and soon they would decide to follow oh my god. They would soon decide to follow Kaguya to the place she was always going, and when they arrived, they would see a giant tree. Not knowing what it is, they would soon just leave. But Naruto would actually decide to stay, as Naruto would send a clone with them, thinking that Naruto was still with them, while Naruto would continue to watch. Thanks to the seal, Naruto's mind has seemed to be a bit corrupted by the seal. Since the seal is able to eat chakra, Naruto can think nothing other than becoming more and more powerful and eating more chakra. Seeing this huge amount of chakra at the tree, Naruto's seal would start to take control. The symbiote-like liquid started to go all around Naruto's arm as he was about to run in and destroy the tree, but Naruto's mind would stop him just before it's happened. Naruto would look at the seal on his right arm, which would be the symbol of a fox, which, well, does make sense. As Naruto would sigh, he hasn't told Hagoromo or Hamura about this side effect of his ability, but he would think nothing of it and continue going back. As soon they would arrive back at the mansion. Kaguya would arrive back at the mansion as well, as they would confess to their mother of where she's going. Kaguya would explain that this tree would create a ultimate genjutsu to stop all the wars in this village, or in the entire world to be exact. They would have a bit of stoppings of this, and a huge argument would break out. Kaguya would leave her children to go back to the tree, while Naruto and his brothers would think of what to do. Their mother is clearly gone insane, and is now all about destroying the world at this time. Naruto would also sense another chakra which is in the tree, which he wouldn't know, which is actually the 10 tails, and the next day they would decide to stop their mother. The three brothers would arrive in the area to notice that the tree is completely gone. Not knowing where it's gone, they would look around and suddenly they would hear a massive roar which would break their eardrums as it would be ringing. Blood would be coming from their ears as they would look up to see where the roar came from and see a giant beast with 10 tails swaying behind it, destroying the mountains near it. Naruto and the others would not know what this is, as Naruto would only know that they have to stop it. Hagoromo would tell them the plan that he's going to seal it in himself. They would agree with this as they would go into the plan as Naruto would go into attack. Everything would happen in canon except Naruto would be absolutely destroying the 10 tails while using his ability to absorb the 10 tails chakra slowly and slowly. Eventually he would be alone as Hagoromo and Hamura would be on the ground as Hagoromo would get up slowly. Naruto would look at his brother as he would ask if he's okay. Hagoromo would nod his head as he would go through hand signs as a sealing array would appear on the ground. Naruto would stare at it as Hagoromo would explain that the seal shall trap it in himself, and then he would split the chakra into 9 pieces. Naruto would agree as Hagoromo would go through the hand signs. He would look over to his other brother Hamura as it seems that he is extremely injured. He'd be holding his hand above the hole in his stomach as he'd slowly be healing it, as Naruto realized that he has to protect Hagoromo or else the seal won't be complete. The 10 tails would see Hagoromo going through the seals as immediately it will lift up his paw, ready to crush Naruto and the rest. As Naruto would lift up both his hands, the paw or the claw or whatever it's using would slam right down on Naruto, cracking the ground below it. As Hagoromo would see Naruto struggling to hold up the tail or the beast's body part, Hagoromo would start to go through hand signs much faster. Naruto realized that there might not be enough time, and soon he would look down to see the crater and the ground start to get bigger and crack even more. Naruto realized that there is no other choice as he would start to use the sealing on his arm to expand his strength as it would go all over his body, which would surprise Hagoromo as he would start to absorb the 10 tails. As the 10 tails would notice that it's starting to get absorbed even faster, the 10 tails would start to crush down faster as well, thinking if he kills whoever is trying to absorb it, it won't be absorbed. Naruto realized that the strength on it has increased as Naruto would start to lose balance, and because Naruto lost balance, the crater would get even bigger. This would make Hagoromo trip and destroy the entire sealing array, and realizing this, Naruto would feel like they've lost. But he would continue to go on as he would use the seal on his arm to absorb even more, and Hagoromo and Hamura would see something absolutely insane, as the sealing arrays of the seal that Naruto had on his arm, basically the symbiote-like goo, would go all around the Ten Tails, fully covering it in a black ink, and soon the entire Ten Tails form would disappear. Naruto would fall straight to the ground as would roll over. Hagoromo and Hamura would run over to their brother, asking if he's okay, as Naruto would smile, saying he's fine. They would look over at the fox seal on Naruto's arm, notice that it now has 10 tails. Also, his eyes have completely changed, both of them being being the Renegon like their mothers, except there would be Tomoe's in it, 9 to be exact. Unlike their mothers, the Renegon's middle, or the pupil, would actually be a slit, as it would be a slit between rings with 9 Tomoe's. The brothers would be smiling as they finally defeat this beast, until they would sense a huge amount of chakra coming down. Looking up, they would see their mother in a new form that they've never seen before. There would be an eye in the middle of her forehead with the same symbol as Naruto's, red Renegons with 9 Tomoe's, except that hers doesn't have a slit in the middle, thanks to the beast. As they would ask what happened, as the mother Kaguya would explain that she ate the chakra fruit from the tree, which released the 10 tails to stop her. They would realize that the 10 tails only decided to attack was because of her, and now because she has the 10 tails powers as well, or the tree's powers, this battle would be even more intense. Naruto would be out of commission because he just sealed a huge amount of chakra inside his body, and now his body is trying to adapt with it. The battle between Hamura, Hagoromo, and Kaguya would be the same in canon, and they'd eventually manage to seal her on the moon. Hamura would say that he would stay on the moon to watch their mother to see if she escapes, as Hagoromo and Naruto would agree. More years would pass on, and they'd be very old. Oh my god. As Hagoromo would look at his brother Naruto, and he explained the idea of giving everybody chakra. Naruto has disagreed with this, as he has seen war all around the world because he did travel it, but eventually he would agree, and the chakra would be taken from the 10 tails to make 9-tailed beasts, and the rest would be made into people. Eventually, Hagoromo would start to teach these people, while Naruto would be teaching the tailed beasts about their abilities. Due to the fact that Naruto has seen the many things around the world and stolen a lot of things around the world, he would be able to give these things more abilities. The first one would be able to control sand. The second one would be an extreme fire that Naruto managed to find at the core of a volcano, and you get the list on. The ninth one would be the fox, as Naruto would be very prideful about this. Due to the fact that he doesn't have the seal, or the tattoo basically, of the fox on his arm anymore, Naruto would give the fox, which is Kurama, the ability to steal, as Naruto would hope that this would be very good, and these 9 beasts would be the guardians of this world and protect it from any outside force. Eventually Naruto would die, and Hagoromo would also die, not knowing about their brother on the moon, but they hope that he's alright. But this will be the end of this part. I hope you guys enjoy. Like goal for this video is 20 likes, like I said. Remember, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, share this with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.